Okay, GalicSpice.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey,
Uh, I'm not sure what I should say. I know a lot of people have just been saying like the usual, but I'm a big fan. I really like you guys, and I want to thank you because I feel like I do get some good advice listening to your podcast a lot.
well, thank you. I guess that's good.
Um, I guess I've thought about questions I wanted to ask. I don't know if I don't know if you'd be willing to answer or not.
Okay, give it a shot.
Uh, I guess I know you guys go to a lot of like different conventions and whatnot.
Hmm.
And what would you say are some of the funniest things you've seen or encountered at your conventions that you go to?
Funniest things. Uh, hmm. Funniest things. Oh man, yikes. Okay, well, we went to an anime convention within the past year. I'll keep it vague. And oh man, we were waiting for our panel to go on. So we were waiting in the back of the room for the previous panel to finish. And it was like anime they were like they were all dressed, they were cosplaying and dancing to songs from anime. And
Of
then
course.
this one girl took the mic after their group danced, and it was like she gave a speech that was like out of left field, uh incredibly so. So it was like, I'm just going to kind of reenact how it was.
Sure.
And I didn't mean to, I'm not saying this was necessarily funny. I'm not laughing at this person, but it was so out of left field, like a slap in the face, that we were like, oh, you couldn't help but laugh because it was so tense.
Yeah.
So it was like, the whole group. Thank you, everybody. But I just want to talk about something, and it's really important that I get this out there because I just got to get this info out there, and people don't hear this stuff enough, and they got to hear it. And it's the kind of thing that people have to hear because it's the kind of thing you just want to reinforce and just remind each other of. And I just want to say that everyone who knows me, anyone who knows me last year knows I was in a dark place. It was a bad place. It was not a good place to be. Okay, I was a little bit in a dark headspace, and and I just want to remind everyone that you are so worth it, and you absolutely are worth everything. And any kind of time that you are feeling like you're not worth something is not worth thinking about, because let me just tell you, okay, we are just people. I'm just a person. Okay, I'm just a person. Okay, and I think like other people. I feel, I cry just like other people. I shit like anyone here. We all shit. Okay? We all shit. And it's okay. And and that's okay because listen, I just sometimes I think about that dark place that I was in, that dark deep down cave that I fell down into, the down under, that the place that I went where there was absolutely no light reaching out for me, and I was reaching my arm out and I wasn't finding a light, and I wanted to turn a switch on, but the light bulb wouldn't come on, and I couldn't find my way out of the darkness because the shadow was all around me, and there was just no sunlight to be found anywhere. And any kind of plant just needs sunlight to grow, and it's like my tendrils just weren't reaching any of the sunlight anywhere, and I was just trying. I mean, we were just sitting there like, we just want to play our stupid videos on the screen, and we were just like, and I just want to remind everybody, if you're in that kind of dark place, just don't be in that dark place. Just anybody can be your light switch. You just have to find somebody and just dedicate them to being your light switch, and you can just find them. And everything is like a light bulb. You just want to turn it on, and you just want to. I mean, everyone in the room was silent, just trying to figure it out, and she kept bringing up how she shit. Like that made her, that humanized her or something. Like she takes a shit, and she kept bringing it up, and we were like, oh my god. It was so tense. We were laughing just to like get through it. But again, I'm not laughing at her, and
Yeah,
I'm sure
of
she
course.
did. experience bad stuff. I'm not trying to make fun or anything, but it was like a little bit intense for that situation.
Completely circumstantial.
Yeah. So that was kind of like a funny situation, just that it was like tense. And other types of funny stuff. I mean, we see people when you go to San Diego Comic-Con, it's pandemonium. I mean, people are trying to get
Oh yeah, I've heard stories.
People are running to get exclusives that they could sell on eBay for $1,000, you know? So you see people run and eat shit all the time, and it's hilarious because you know what? If any normal person falls down, you fall down, the grandma falls down. You know, maybe when you're younger you could laugh at that, but you're older, it's not that funny. It's kind of like, oh, I hope they're not hurt, you know. But when it's scalpers, you are legally allowed to laugh at them and never ever feel bad.
So scalpers, you mean like people who buy the exclusives and try to sell them?
Yes.
Right there?
Yeah. When they are like, I'm going to buy 10 of them to sell them, you know. Because I see that, and I'm just like, what about the 10 kids behind you? There are kids that want those toys, and you're taking them so that you can. So if it's a scalper, I laugh freely because I just feel like you have no regard for humanity, so I won't either. And I don't want anyone to get hurt, but you know, if they are running and they get in trouble or they fall, I'm just like, you know, that's all.
To me, like anybody falling down is funny to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, falling down. I mean, it's just the obese invented it, and I'm one of them. You know, I'm part of that crew, and we're very proud of what we've done. But yeah, I just scalpers. I just have no kind of sympathy for. I was in line once when I went to Disney did a release of they did a exclusive. Oh, let me just actually rewind this for a second.
Sure.
I don't have any issue with like selling stuff. Like if you want to sell something, I didn't realize the mic was like right in front of my face this whole time, so I apologize, everybody. I don't have any issue with like, okay, I'm gonna go buy a figure. Oh, I can buy two. Well, I'll buy a second one to sell it. You know, that's kind of circumstantial. I'm talking purely about someone who lines up to get 10 just to sell them, or like pays 10 people to wait in line for them to get some to sell. That's just schemey to me. That's just like, nah, that sucks.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like it's a little bit sketchy, I guess, a little schemey.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, what are we doing? And I was in line once at Disney. They were putting out an exclusive Matterhorn Funko Pop. It was the Yeti, the Abominable Snowman from the ride. Oh,
on that one ride. I know that ride.
And it actually looked good. It didn't look like a crappy Funko Pop. Totally. It actually had a good design. So, oh yeah. So I was in line. I got there early in the morning and got in line for it. And I thought, yeah, you know, I'll get one for myself and I'll get another one in case somebody wants it. And if not, I'll sell it. So I was in line and it was all scalpers. And that was one of the grossest experiences ever. Like, I didn't even get there that early. I think I did. They were selling the toy at two places. They were selling it at a store outside the park and a store inside the park. I thought inside the park would be better because you actually had to have a ticket to get in, you know? Whereas outside, everyone and their mother was lined up to get it. But, so I waited inside the park, and so it wasn't that bad. I didn't have to wait that long, maybe an hour, but it was all scalpers, and it seriously was the most gross experience. They were all talking about bots they had to game the Nike website so that they would get all the rare shoes, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I get all the rare shoes. Like they all go to me. Like they, you know, I get most of them, and I get this and I get that, and how they like conned a kid out of his toy at Comic-Con, and it was just like, you are like the worst people I've ever met. Well, you know, well, you know, that kid's unhappy, but I got to feed my kids. So, you know, it's every man for himself. Yeah, fuck you. Like, what a disgusting human being. Just everyone in that line was so fucking gross. And they were trying to make conversation with me. And I would just be like, yeah. And what always happens to me, and this happens to me in line at Comic-Con too. It happened to me just this last one. I was waiting for the green Psycho Ranger figure. And what happens is I'm in line. I get in line to get my shit. I'm not buying stuff for anyone else. I'm not scalping anything. I don't do that. It's hard enough to get the exclusives at Comic-Con, so I just don't. You know, if there's extra and I can buy one more, maybe I will, but that's the limit. But every time I do it, I'm in line. There will be scalpers in front or behind me, and they do this. They go, yo, 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 how many are you buying? And I'll be like, one, you know, just for me. And they'll be like, you know the limit's 3, right? And I'll be like, yep. And they'll be like, okay, cool. And they'll start getting cash out, and they'll go, buy me 2 more. And they'll hand me the cash.
Oh, no.
And I'll be like, nah, I'm good. And they can never understand it. I mean, just get me 2. Just give me 2. I don't want to, no, I don't, I only need 1. Yeah, but I'm saying, can you, and then they act like I didn't understand that. And they'll go like, no, buy 2 more for me. No, I'm good.
That's, yeah.
And it's like, dude, I don't want to do another transaction. I'm getting my thing and I'm leaving. I don't give a fuck. And frankly, again, I look behind me and there's kids that want this shit. I don't want to buy 3 that I don't, you know, I just don't want that. So, no, I'm getting 1. And they look at me like I'm a fucking alien. And they're fuming because they were counting on other people to buy them. You know what I mean? They were probably counting on, oh, whoever's behind me is going to buy me 2 more, probably.
Yeah, it's like,
nope,
why wouldn't they?
I'm not. You came to the wrong person. I'm getting one for me, and I'm going to take it home and open it. And that probably pisses them off so bad.
I guess one other thing I'll ask about, because you were talking about Disney, and I know you have, you know a lot about Disney, and one of my favorite lost attractions they had, or it's not lost, but it got shut down, was, do you remember Alien Encounter?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I wasn't fortunate enough to experience that, but I think that was such a cool idea for a Disney ride, just the lights go off and they use the sensory stuff.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me, but are there any lost, I guess, Disney attractions that you miss?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I mean, I could go all day, forever. But the one of the, I'll just narrow it down, of the ones that I never went on, Horizons at Epcot, was, I fucking drool over that. Like, I fucking daydream about Horizons. That was like the pinnacle of old Imagineers and the new school Imagineers who were obsessed with the old coming together to make like a classic Disney dark ride, but it was about the future. It was 80s futurism. Oh, classic dark ride. And of the rides that aren't around anymore, or the rides that I did go on when I was younger that aren't around anymore, Disneyland had Adventures Through Inner Space from 1969. And I did, believe it or not, go on that when I was a kid. They would shrink you down under a microscope. And I remember being under the giant eye, looking up at it and stuff.
That's cool.
And that ride, yeah. Somebody recently sent me a pamphlet for the ride. Like, you would get it at the exit. Anything to do with that ride, I love. And I try to, like, find little things. But, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of obsess over that kind of stuff too, but I obsess over like specific movies. I guess like recently I started collecting like all this weird like memorabilia and merchandise from like the first couple of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Oh, okay.
That's just stuff that's weird stuff I collect. I only say that because I know you always talk about the kind of stuff you collect and whatnot.
Yeah. With regarding the movie stuff, I feel like I'm kind of that way, and so are some of my friends are that way with like the Star Wars prequels. Like that stuff was so uncool for a long time, and now I kind of have a nostalgia for like Episode 1 stuff. You know?
Yeah. I feel you on that one. You could still find that stuff at like weird bargain places too.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a secondhand store near us that has they get Episode 1 stuff like every day.
Wow.
And
I'm sure some
every
of that's
time I
still in
go, it's like,
circulation.
there's a new Darth Maul or Quadranero or whatever, Rune Hako or Newt Gunray.
I like the Gungans the best from Episode 1.
Yeah, they are good. Boss Nass and all that.
But anyway, I guess I'll let you take some other calls. But thank you for everything. I guess.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for your call.
Thanks.